go. Okay. So I want to talk about a few of the features here on the screen. And we're going to talk about a few of the features. You got plate alignment here. You got part rotation we're going to go over. We're going to go over rip cut. And we'll talk about how to go forward and backward. If you lose your arc, how to restart a cut. So let's just say that you put a piece of plate up on the table and it is crooked, and we're going to exaggerate this on purpose right there. Just exaggerate. And we're going to use this plate alignment tool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my arrow keys, and I'm going to go to the first side here, right here, and I'm going to go ahead and hit 1 on that, and then I'm going to move all the way to the other end, and I'm going to go ahead and do part 2 there. And notice how on the screen here it skewed the part, and so that's going to make sure that it stays on the material. So the nice thing is, in order to do this, just to show you where I don't have to do a cut on it, I'm going to go ahead and put this in trial mode. So in order to, you could just cut now, but I'm going to do it in trial mode. And I'm going to zero everything out right there. And then I'm going to run the code and hit rewind and hit run the code. And notice that it stays on the material and it's keeping everything on there straight. So it's nice to know that you can use, like on a full 4x8 sheet. It's going to really, really help. If it's a thicker sheet, like 1/2 inch, and you're by yourself, you could just run it, and your full nest would fit on there. So I could take it off of trial mode, kind of rewind the G code here, and then turn off my laser pointer, and now I'm going to go ahead and hit cycle start. So really nice there. And we stayed on the part. Kind of nice on that. Also, we'll talk about another feature here that we love here. It's part rotation. Okay, so part rotation, I'm just going to go ahead and clear this. Notice that you can hit clear, and I'm going to straighten everything up here. So let's just say I'm going to come here. I'm going to page down. And I want to rotate my part. Let's say rotate, let's just say a 45. And I hit part right there. It's going to rotate that part. Okay? Notice that I'm going to clear that again. And I want you to see, this is my 0 point. This is my 0 point. So I'm not changing the program. I'm changing the orientation of it. So I have to be aware of where. So this might be good if you have a piece of scrap part, or you have something you want to fit into a piece of scrap. So it doesn't really matter where the 0 is. So if I put in here part rotation 45 and I hit check mark, see right here, I'm going to have to 0 my part right here. So I'm going to go ahead and 0 X, Y, Z, right? And so now I'm going to go ahead and run a cycle start on that. So rewind my G code and hit cycle start. So now I've got my part rotated at a 45 degree. And you'll see it kind of come out here. And there's your part. So that is, and we can go ahead and clear that out now. So I'm going to clear that, and we're back to where we were. Now, another thing that we want to kind of talk about for a minute is, let's just say, let's just do a regular cut. So I'm going to page down. I can also zero here without the laser pointer. Just get right here on the edge. I'll get right on the edge there and come all the way back, just to show you there's many ways to do things. You can sit there and zero X, Y, Z. I'm going to rewind my G code. And let's just say I'm going to hit cycle start here. And I'm going to walk over and we're going to lose the arc, okay? We're going to start low. I need to check my consumable or whatever happens. So we're going to start that. It's going to do a touch off. It's going to come over and do that. It comes over and jumps up. Okay, I just hit stop there, but I'm going to raise my head up just a little bit. And I'm going to go backwards. Matter of fact, I'm going to raise up. I'm going to move over here. I'm going to change my consumable if I need to. And then I'm going to hit return to path. So it's going to go back to that path there. And I like to jog down a little bit. And then I can go backwards on the path. Just a little bit. I'm hitting backward button here. And I'm going to go ahead and hit cycle start from there. So there we go. I finished that part out. And there's another part. And one of the last features I'm going to show you real quick is the rip cut feature. So I'm going to turn off the laser pointer for a minute and page down. And let's just say that I have all this scrap, and I don't want to keep this nested sheet here. All I want to cut all this off here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a rip cut. So what you do is you click over here on rip cut, you open up, all right, and it says you're going to start with this one first, set to end of cut. So what I'm going to do, kind of jog down, get away where I can see. I'm going to go a little bit past my material because I want it to cut. So I want it to cut all the way across here and be done. Just cut that off and I'll be done with it. So I'm going to do that right there. Make sure that looks good. It does. And so I'm going to set to end of cut. And then I'm going to jog all the way over. And I'm going to get right on the edge. You don't want to be off because it has to be able to connect to the material. So you can grab your keyboard and walk over and just line that up here. Right on the edge. Kind of get center to it. And then as soon as I get back and I hit begin cut, what it's going to do, whatever material you had in here, so I'm cutting 14 gauge, 45 amp, that's the speed it's going to use. So as soon as I hit begin cut, we're going to cut it off. So here we go. It's going to give me a check mark. Are you sure? So, yep. So now I can get out of that. and I have cut my piece off. I can get rid of that. And now I have a nice sheet here for the next project. So those are a few of the little features that we have on the ARC1 table.